introduce our amazing speakers. Ms. Vikki Chan, Senior UI UX Designer at GreenTomato. Mr. Brian Hui, co-founder of Pokeguide Limited. And our panel discussion later will be moderated by Mr. Luke Chu, Chairman of the Hong Kong Internet and E-commerce Association. But before we begin, we would love to hear from you. So please scan the QR code on the screen to take part in our opening poll. Which aspect do you value most when choosing a mobile app? Okay, thank you for the inputs. No matter where you are in your UI UX journey, we hope today's workshop brings you fresh perspective and idea. Now, before we dive in, let's gather for a group photo to mark this special moment. May I invite Ms. Vikki Chan and Mr. Brian Hui and Mr. Luke Chu to join me at the front. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, say cheers. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. Please take a seat as we begin today's program. Let's kick off the workshop with our first keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Vikki Chan, Senior UI UX Designer at GreenTomato.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me at first. And this is Vikki. I'm a senior UI UX designer from GreenTomato. And here is some background about my company, GreenTomato. We are a Hong Kong-based innovation consultancy since 2003, and we are having over 400 of professional talents and 7 regional offices, and also 15 plus business units in our company. And this will be our roadmap for today. So we will firstly talk about how AI changes us in different pillars. And then we will have some quick anchors for designing with AI as a perspective for designers. So how is AI actually changing UX UI? First, it is changing our interface. Second, it is changing how our journey are built. Third, it can also act as our creative partner to change our workflow and also our deliverables. And to make those more relatable, I'll use our product, Maya, which is also the digital human from GreenTomato as today's case study. And today, she will be our fashion specialist to help us for our inquiries and also our demonstrations. So let's get started to dive into the first point. So think about when you are having a question online about a product. So what are you looking for? Before AI, our answer could be a chatbot or a search bar. But with AI, actually our answer to the question can be different. So before the time of AI, Our chatbot are mainly made up of some 2D UI elements like the one-way dialog boxes or some potential questions that we can think of. But the problem of that is there are only some mechanical Q&As, and it only can provide some preset answers to us. And it is lack of understanding and also empathy to every single users. The users might actually not get the answer that they may want to have. So imagine, what if our interface can feel alive, with a face that can speak, listen, and react like a person? We're now designing presence, but not just a screen. To begin with that, we have to craft our digital human's persona. Let's think of what is her MBTI? Is she an E person or I person? What is her personality? How old are she? Or what is the key skills or interests of her? And this kind of decision actually help us to design her look and feel of our digital human. And this kind of decision also help our users to feel like they are engaged with a real character, but not just a software. And once we have defined Maya's personalities, the next step is to translating that into the visual design, because how she looks is actually is part of actually how she communicates. But it's not just about aesthetic. This is intentional. Think about how we form our first impression to others in the real world. Actually, visual communicates the personality instantly. For example, for this man, as he has to look smart and practical, so we have gave him glasses to make that feeling. And for Maya, as she is the fashion specialist, so she has to look stylish and also fashionable. So we have dyed her hair into a bronze color. And for the girl here, as she has to look approachable and empathetic, so we have gave her a round eyes. So this kind of visual element might seem so minor, but it is actually a very powerful clue to form the personality and also form the persona. And now we have shaped Maya's look. The next step is to elevate it with a soul. For example, we can give her a voice. The voice that we chose actually carries a lot of meaning, like the pace, the feeling, and also the attitude. As Maya is a trendy and also energetic person, so the voice that we chosen is a high-pitched, confident, expressive, and also bright voice. And that's emotion. So how she reacts, how she gesture, or how she tilt her head or react to our users is actually some micro movement. And this kind of micro movement actually brings her to life. And with the AI-powered possibilities like the 3D modeling, speech-to-text, voice cloning, and also text-to-speech functions, we are now actually unlocking the new interface, which Maya can respond to real-time to natural questions. She can also show her emotion through facial expressions. She can also adjust her tone and body language when she is speaking. And now let's mix Maya.
Hello, Tia. I'm Maya. I'm a fashion specialist. How can I?
Hey, Mom. So let me play again.
Hello, Tia. I'm Maya. I'm a fashion specialist. How can I assist you today? Hey, Maya. We're now curating the collection for the upcoming Paris Fashion Week showcase. Could you please show me some of your top picks and try them on? Sure thing. I'll show you some exciting outfits in different styles from our latest collection, and I'm pretty sure you're going to love them. Take a look at this vibrant green fur coat designed for those who truly dare to stand out. It's the perfect blend of boldness and luxury, guaranteed to turn heads wherever you go.
So Maya can introduce herself, answer to users' inquiries, and also she can react with some users' input. The second is about AI can be our journey creator. So personalization is not just a trend anymore. It is actually quite mandatory when we are working on the design for digital design. But the truth is, before AI, all those personalization that we get is actually some of the suggestion of everyone else. It is lack of unique values. For example, when you want to get some suggestion about your outfit online, so you have to walk through some questions like, what is your favorite color? What is your dressing style? Then the platform will feedback you some fixed product collection like bohemian, classic, and sporty. This kind of journey might feel personal, but it actually cannot adapt beyond the pre-written rules. And the problem is that the UX flow are quite linear and also static, which require designers to have to predict every single user need in advance and hoping that they are aligned with the reality. But imagine, what if the journey could shift and also adapt in real time based on the user's needs, emotion, and goals? We believe that experience can grow with the user, but not just to ahead of them. So we will start by intent mapping, that we have mapped a different user intent in different layers. It helps us to understand what users need to achieve, not just what they say, but the underlying goal behind it. Imagine when a user asks, remember what I wear last time? Then the digital human would respond, you wrote black at the last event. How about green this time? It shows that the AI not only answers to the inquiries from the user, but actually it gets the underlying meaning that people often do not want to repeat their outfit. And then we can still go a step further by providing some value-added options, like we can offer them to restyle the same outfit in a new way. And this kind of response actually can let the users know the system really gets me, but not just responding to what I ask. Second, we can design for some key moments. We have identified some key moments for delight, empathy, or surprises in the journey, and try to script those into our emotional interaction points. For example, when the user has shown her worries about something, then Maya can show her empathy and also support by saying that, no worries, I will help you to shine. And another example is that when the user has suggested some idea, then the AI can also show affirmation by saying that that's a great idea, that's an interesting one, in order to praise the user. And when the user has completed something, then the AI can actually celebrate with the user. It is actually building the sense that we are aware of the user, but not just for question answering. And then we have to consider some fallback scenario, which are some cases that we have to cater when things don't go as planned. For example, for the clarification loop, when user is saying that I'm not sure what I need, I'm not sure about something. And this is actually a very common moment for uncertainty. And it is also the great opportunity for us to re-engage the user, but not to lose them. So our AI can respond, no worries, let me help. Are you looking for idea, instruction, or some inspiration? This kind of response actually tries to turn the ambiguity into a path forward by offering some options or choices for users to choose. Second, we can try to handle some abstract prompts. For example, if the user has suggested some not expected answer, like can you make me like a hot dog? So now, instead of just to say that I don't know what you are saying, Maya can respond that that's a bold look. While I can't quite do the food cosplay, here is a fun retro outfit that you may love. This kind of interaction is trying to make the interaction more human, but not just to stop them. And then the user can try to revise and also to clarify their thought by any time. And with the AI-powered possibilities like REG, emotion tracking, imitation learning, and also the speaker identification, Maya is now unlocking the new experience that she can switch context based on different users' input. She can demonstrate visually, but not just describe in words. And she can also adjust her conversation tone and complexity in real time. So it's time for our demo video.
That sounds amazing, thanks Maya. I'm also curious to check on a more charming and eye-catching look for this season so that it sounds more appealing to my audience. I'm looking for something young, cool, and energetic. Which items from our latest collection would you suggest? All right, not a problem. This black coat is sure to rock the season with its energetic vibes. The silky texture and lightweight fabric offers incredible comfort and performance, perfect for those who want to stay warm and stylish all season long. It's definitely one of my top picks of the season. This coat is just simply amazing for the winter collection. That sounds great, Maya. You helped a lot.
So first, it's about AI can be a creative partner. Before AI, we have to work a lot of stuff on our own. We are like octopus, handling different stuff at a time. But the problem is that this kind of workflow are actually having a slow turnaround from concept to mock-up. And it requires a lot of manual heavy workflows on switching to different design tools. And this kind of process is actually time consuming. And what if we can brief the AI and it can create the first draft to us? We can do co-creation instead of just execution. In order to achieve this, we have to firstly define the use case and clarify what domain that Maya should ideate in. Is that related to a website or app design? Or is that related to the idea presentation? If we not try to limit the scope, or if we leave it too open, the response will be feel very generic or irrelevant. But if we try to give them some context, the output can be sharper and to be more tailored. And then we have to ensure and also to create the brand aligned system, including the visual perspective and also the non-visual perspective, including the tone and voices, the information hierarchy, the emotional vibe, or some linguistic style. If we try to let them to create something freely, so there would be a risk to lose our brand voices or relevance. By telling them our branding guideline, we can position the deliverable in a correct creative space. And we all know that design is not just a one-time delivery. It is a process of exploring, tweaking, and also improving. So we can create some pathway for some follow-up prompts like regenerate, add details, expand, and also combine. And this kind of prompts is actually some shortcut to allow us to transform the draft into our final deliverables. And with other AI-powered possibilities like action-based agent, the image diffusion, and imitation learning, we are now unlocking the new workflow that Maya can create ideas and deliverables. And she can also create some content for different audience.
Now, any ideas for the visuals and postings to connect with my target audience? I'm looking for ideas on my digital marketing campaign. Gotcha. Wait a moment, and I will prepare the postings from Caterpillar. Thanks for your patience. Everything is all set. Please take a look here for the campaign results. You can also check the preview on my Instagram. I've just published some exciting new visuals for my fashion lovers to have a sneak peek. Let me know if you need further assistance. I'll see you soon. No problem. Thank you, Maya. You're welcome. Tia, if you need anything else, just let me know.
So we have walked through several pillars that how AI can change our work and how we are actually investigating it. And here are some quick anchors for designers to design with AI. First, we have to think in system, but not just the screen. Instead of some fixed UI flows and static pages, we are now designing ecosystem, which is a system, a living system that reacts, evolve, and also learn. Second, always ask yourself or ask your team, does it serve a human need? Because with AI, it is very easy to get over-engineer on some product. So please don't over-engineer. The best AI experience are granted in empathy and usefulness. And the third one, which is the most important one, is to stay curious, because AI will keep evolving. Your tools, responsibility, and creative possibility will shift. And curiosity and adaptability are actually our superpower. And that's the end of my sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vikki, for that insightful and engaging presentation. Your experience and perspective set the tone for today's discussion. Now let's move on to our second speaker. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Brian Hui, co-founder of Pokeguide.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. So yeah, I mean, at the time, yeah, first of all, I mean, really, thank you very much. I mean, actually, she has given a very good talk that I can skip most of the content that I'm going to present to you today. But so but I still got some idea like what I can further add on before we jump to the panel session later on. So anyway, just let me introduce myself. So I'm Brian Hui, co-founder of Pokeguide, a navigation app that helps people how to go from place to place. So I quickly introduce myself, just spend 1 minute for that. So I'm the co-founder of this company. I'm responsible for business side, but actually my background is also from computer science. So I know IT. I'm not just a business guy. I know IT as well. And I work together with my IT lead of my company to lead the technology part as well. So my previous background is from business consultancy and also technology side. So actually what Pokeguide app is, because I just work with some of you guys haven't used it before. So Pokeguide is a navigation app. So we mainly have tourists or have people who are new to a place and use the app. So for example, if you know the place very well, then you won't need an app to tell you to go. So usually you must be new to some place. That's why you need an app like Google Maps or Cinema or anything app that tells you how to go, how to get there. So we mainly focus on few areas like whether you get lost in a station or whether when you leave the bus stop or leave the MTR exit, you don't know how to what is the nearest stop or exit to your destination and how can you get there because you don't know how to read the map. So that's all our things that we target and we position ourselves. It's like we want to solve all these problems and we are like the best way for you to go throughout Asia. So our secret recipe is, first of all, we have our navigation engine, which I will talk about later on. And also we have the tips and tricks. So this part is something that I'm going to this is something I talk more about today because that is the AI part. And the last thing is the AI is like a really very handy way to tell you how to get there. You don't need to read the map anymore. So for example, if you're going to go through from a place to another place, so we can tell you all sorts of transport, all means of transportations like subway, MTR, bus, minibus, free shuttle bus as well. I mean, in Hong Kong and Macau, we have free shuttle bus that you can also search free shuttle bus there. And then even we tell you like which store you should leave the train, so that when you leave the train, you can get there. So it's quite easy. So we talk about that we are using our navigation engine. So we are not a wrapper of Google Maps or another. We build the navigation engine ourselves. So for example, during COVID, we are the first and actually the only one among all the navigation players in the world that can do a thing like, for example, I mean, a few years ago when there was COVID, for example, when you want to get to Sogo, first of all, they tell you should leave. I mean, you can just simply leave Sogo and then go there. But at that time, because if you recall, there are some places that got highly infected cases. I mean, high number of infected COVID cases. So we found that you may be in danger if you simply leave this bus stop. So our engine will calculate it and ask you to take another kind of bus, leave it here and walk back. So for this case, because you can see all through the journey, there are not so many infected cases, and that's why it's easier. So that is the power that we have because we have our navigation engine, and then we can do something that other providers can't provide. So the topic today is talking about like how the AI is emerging, how we should really improve the UI UX for this, and how the industry is emerging. I mean, overall, this is topic today. So actually, I just first of all, because I want to use I want to introduce my app so that you guys know what the app is, and I can further talk about like what we should when we are doing the AI stuff. So first of all, first of all, for AI, there are two ways. The first thing is like more on generative AI thing. So actually, she has covered a lot in the previous presentation. So it's like you can interact with the user in a more verbal, conversational, and less technical way. So I mean, you guys got some idea like what she has mentioned before. This is one way. The other way is we give the answer to the end users in a more direct, more clever way that we know in your mind what you should need to consider, and then we give the answers straight away. As she has also mentioned this before, but I just want to talk more about what is the implication after from what she has mentioned. So first of all, let's do this one. This one is easier to understand. Use this example. So we have one function that, I mean, it's also the only thing in the world, even Google Maps, Apple Maps, and all others have done it. So what we've done is, what we have done is this. So first of all, you use our app and keep on searching how to go from place to place. And then our intelligence will find that, or for example, if you have used it for a few months or few weeks or few months, then today, for example, you have a habit. That every Friday night you go to Central Danhui Forum. And then today, you don't need to really do a search, or you don't need to really add a bookmark. You just open the app. We pop out, okay, now heading to Central, there are the buses, and whether the buses are coming or leaving soon. Do you get what I mean? So this is, first of all, I reckon this is not a rocket science thing. So we launched this function 2 years ago. At that time, we were using machine learning algorithms to do that. So I mean, it is also a branch of AI, but all knows that it's a statistical model. So today we have emerged with the really more enhanced technology available from LLMs. What we do, right? Because it's like what she talked about before. In the past, when we were doing machine learning, we first of all have set up some clustering. We have predefined some clusters. We have redefined some persona, that kind of thing, for each type of users. So the problem is that the answer is not highly tailor-made. So for example, I mean, it's like MBTI or whatever. We define 300 persona. And then just based on the user search, we fit this kind of users to different persona. And then when you open the app in a certain time. We just try to guess which person you are and then just try to pop up some answers to try it out. That was what we did before. But now, in the launch two months ago, it is highly tailor-made. It's like what we did is very simple. We just simply abstract we abstract all the user journeys. I mean the physical user journeys, not the UI user journey. Like for example, in the past 3 months, how did the person search the app going from which place to another? So you get what I mean, right? And then after we abstract all these things, we just send to our hosted and in-house built LLMs, actually pre-trained with some other things. So we have our LLMs. We send it back to our LLMs. Please tell me, most likely, now this is Friday, 3 o'clock. What do you think the user are heading to? Then the LLM get back to us, okay, he should get to these 2 places. And then we will just show the answers like which kind of bus, MTR, minibus, whatever. But and show you the ETA, show you the time of arrival of the buses and trains. So you get what I mean. So it's like it's more in the past. We need designers and developers to design the persona. Actually, we call it clusters. We need to define various clusters and then try to fit the user's behavior into different clusters. But now we just give up all. We just simply give exactly that user what that user's journey is, and then ask the AI to, in real time, quickly understand the situation right now and guess it. So it's like, I mean, if for the layman terms, it's like we are using LM to guess the Marxist number or lottery numbers more intelligently. I mean, that would be easier for you guys to understand if you guys can't catch up what I talk about. So that is kind of first of all one of the AI that we are using the emerging AI technology to do. The second thing is this one. So this is also another thing. Also first in Hong Kong. I'm not too sure where this happens in London or some places, but pretty sure in Hong Kong, this is the first in Hong Kong and also the only one in Hong Kong. We are doing one thing. For example, when we're searching how to go from one place to another, we are the only app adopting the interchange fare discounts. Actually, I know what that is in English anyway. Do you get what I mean? 轉乘優惠. Interchange discount. Yeah. So in the past, there is no app in the world doing this kind of thing in Hong Kong. So we are doing this. So we for example, if you take this bus and then interchange with this bus for example, this should be Tuen Mun interchange station, and then we will take into account and deduct all the fares to the fares that you really have there. So back to the original step. I mean, you guys would think of how come Google Maps and all others don't do that? Because it is very difficult to do it. I mean, it is computation expensive. If you do all the permutations, do all the calculations. Because first of all, when we are talking about from one place to another, there can be lots of multiple ways you can get there. And then for each way, if you need to check from this transport to that transport where there's discount, calculate all the things from the discount engine, and that will help. And that is the first thing. The second thing is even more ridiculous, is that, I mean, you can try to read the interchange rules in Hong Kong. So the bus interchange rules in Hong Kong is not quantitative, but qualitative. So what I mean is that they just write down some rules, but it's hard to translate the rules into the programming rules. It's hard. So you may not believe me, but you can just try to read it from Wikipedia. Sooner or later, we found this thing. So it's a very complicated thing. So in Hong Kong, I'm more than 1%. In Hong Kong, there's only one app next to our app that can perform this kind of thing. That is called the Hong Kong Government's Transportation App. Hong Kong's Government Transportation App can handle this kind of interchange discount as well, but no one knows whether the data is fully correct or not. But anyway, Yeah, they are the only one because they have all these rules. Actually, Autobus may have as well, anyway. But I just want to tell you guys about this. So in the past, we need our developers to do all the program stuff to improve all the rules. That is impossible. I mean, actually, for this function, we want to do it for 2 years, but we don't have any clue. But now what we did is very simple. We just simply plug in all the pricing style things to the AI. And then we just simply ask AI with all the permutations of translocations, what it would be when it's like this. So this is another way of doing things, but it can be way faster and easier to go to market. So it's like what she has also mentioned before. It's like now it's way easier for you to push a new product, new idea to the market. So that is with the benefit of AI as well. So we
Now press voice key to speak.
Maya.
Let's see, Maya.
Anyway, yeah, we can still compare anyway. So because actually, I mean, that side is because that side is most important. I mean, you guys didn't miss anything. So so actually, what the next slides I want to show is that I want to stress that actually I'm like you guys that I also don't know what is the future of the AI. I mean, I have to be honest. Actually, we are struggling in one thing is that because we are an navigation app, I mean, we are different from a fashion app that is hard for you guys. For example, if you can imagine when we are on the road and then we just talk to the app, okay, I want to go to Coco, tell me how to go. I mean, it sounds nice to do, right? And then the worst thing is that I mean, if the phone voice out the answer, then that makes the whole UX even worse. So I recall at the very beginning of the today talk, you guys are talking about okay, functionality and yeah, it's the first two, and then I was like, okay, if I make an app and let you to, I mean, I just let you to pause over the question, and then it just taught the answer. Okay, the functionality is this full marks, 100%, 100 marks, but I'm pretty sure no one uses it. So you guys know, right? Actually, for a good app, it needs to attain a passing mark, or I mean, not very passing mark, I mean, a quite good standard. I mean, you need to pass that mark in order to talk about the functionality, usability, that kind of thing. So that is something you guys may forget. For example, if I give you a free broken website, but it is genius, it tells you the master's number on this Saturday. Will you use it? You guys won't use it because you guys think that okay, this looks like a very broken website. How can I trust it? How can I spend $20 on to bet on it? You need to make a quite good website in order to let people start believing and then trust the answer of the page. So we are still talking. Actually, we find that from my company, we find that the future are either the smart glasses, using smart glasses, so you can talk, you can use some ways to give the input and it outputs in a more handy way. Of course, this thing is the building chips in the brain. I mean, that is also a solution. But we are still struggling. So currently, our company is still using the AI. I mean, we need to use this kind of dumb web. I mean, we call it very dumb UI. But we just hope to minimize the input of the users by cleverly guess what you are going to input. So that is the way we are doing right now. But we are still checking out because there are some problems from the navigation app. First of all, for example, you guys may have tried different apps that are using, we call it OS widget. I'm not too sure if you guys know what is OS widgets like. There are some widgets on the iPhone or Android that you can just swipe it there and then it shows up some previews. But for transportation, because the widget has a very big limitations that it updates every few minutes. And then for transportation, it's like, for example, for the time of arrival, if you update every few minutes, then it's a hassle. So recently, they just changed it to a thing that you can keep on pressing the button to make it update. I mean, it sounds good, right? Yeah, they just recently, last year, they have a function that allows the developer to put an update button. But it also does for everyone. I mean, when you are in a hurry and then you just want to, and then you go to a widget and then you find that you thought the answer from the widget is updated, but in reality it's outdated. And that makes you a very big problem at all. So anyway, anyway, I mean, we've got a lot of users and people are really love using it. So really, thank you very much for your time today. And actually, I mean, we can then move on to the panel sessions. And I mean, feel free to ask some questions so that we can interact more. Maybe your questions can save my day and we can invent some really great products from Hong Kong. Thank you.
You have given us a lot to think about. Now let's move on to the interactive panel discussion. So our topic remains secrets to impressive UI UX, how to stand out in an AI-powered world. Following the panel, we'll have a Q&A section. Feel free to scan the QR code on the screen and submit your question anytime during the discussion. Okay, Luke, the floor is yours.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Brian. Is it the first time we met or last year we have met already? Yeah, I'm not sure. GT, right? Hi, friends. Sorry for my name because I come from the luncheon right here. So, it is better you use that. Sorry. It's my hero right there. Okay. Okay. Is it using the mic is better or which one's better? Mic is better. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Come up with some question first. Sorry about missing a section for about UI UX, but the expertise on this area. Okay. Wow. Very easy because I'm so curious for Brian. You told us you don't know where you don't have the clear direction for your building layout for future in using AI, right? I just listened.
Yeah, it is true. I mean,
really? So why are you here?
Yeah, I the only thing I can tell is that what should not be done. But I can't tell you what should be done. Yeah, I mean, I can tell a lot of what shouldn't be done. I mean, that is something I can tell. Yeah.
But from very old day for internet developer, we are quite focusing on UI UX, right? So we have focus group or whatever internal discussion to see whether button, what's the size, what's the color, whatever. But nowadays we just use AI button to single click, we get a whole page, and which the UI UX is generally accepted by the public. Is it a challenge for so-called developer, UX developer?
I think it is a challenge to my whole team.
Oh.
Because yes, so before AI, we have spent a lot of time to think of how to manage better design guideline, or we are really driven into those headaches, the size of the button, and also the standard workflow for some purchase journey or some refining journey as well. And then when we're having AI. So seems the whole experience is different. So sometimes we might not need.
What's the major difference? Sorry about. Okay. That's the same question.
I mean, this is a good question.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of differences because the whole journey are actually different. When I've done a sharing about our digital human Maya. So before we might have the chatbot that have a list of questions, we have designing different the use case. Actually, we are identifying different use case, and then when the user asks A, so we will have option B, C, D. We are trying to define
narrow down the option.
Yes, we are trying to doing something that user might want to have, but actually with the AI, so it is not the game anymore. So we are trying to some
Sorry,
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Actually, some UI elements are not necessary. Maybe there would be no like dialogue boxes and there's no input for users to input. They just like speak and just to ask. And then the AI could like reflect different answers that depending on what the user has asked.
So that means less creative or less collaboration, is it? As you mentioned, you mentioned about workflow, in fact, between the service provider and the user, and also between the technical team or UX team. Is it a simplify or streamline the creation of your product or creativity, whatever? What's the major impact from your yeah?
But my answer could be like surprising. I think it is more complicated because we are like handling different cases. Like before, we are like a client or everyone expecting the same flow. But with the AI, people usually want to have some surprises, right? So we're trying to like spot out some of the surprises that users might not expect it. And then when they experience, they will find, oh, this app is really good. So we're like to trying to create those moments. So it could be more like complicated instead of like streamlining our work.
Sorry for my too many questions. You give a mic to Brian, then you take a break. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Vikki is talking about why I mentioned earlier that I also want the answer from the floor as well, because that is the challenge. So first of all, I mean, Vikki has mentioned actually Lucia has mentioned a very good point, is that people expect just a one button and that's it. Because the AI should be clever enough to understand what I already have. I don't need to spell out too much, and then you should give me the pertinent answer from my previous experience. That is the major challenge that Vikki just mentioned as well. And so Vikki has mentioned in her slides that about they are using the previous history to guess and give the answers. I mean, my case also showed similar thing. So the second thing is talking about actually Lucia has also asked a very good point, that what would be the dramatic change? Talk about users interacting from the users requirement, how the term from the designers and the technical team to cooperate, and that is also changing a lot, because first of all, you would all imagine that in the past is designers talking to the developers. Now it's like designers will first of all check out the MCP list, MCP server list, and then also ask the AI, please. And before I ask the developers, I would first of all, because a good technical team should have built some MCP service already. I will ask the AI to ask the MCP service to get a relevant list of service and get a relevant list of ideas, and then debrief me, so that when I go to the developers, I don't sound like dummies. And then when I go to the developer teams, we are discussing what Vikki said. We are discussing what are the surprise. So it's like crafting a video. I mean, if you just show a standard video, high quality, but the storyline is just a very flat and simple one, no surprise at all, then people just watch it and that's it. Even for music videos like this, for example, when you show a music video, okay, the guy or the girl was good, but just a 3 or 4 minute music video doesn't make it. I mean, people won't remember, but if you make a surprise, then for example, this is the story, and then a girl dies in the MV. But at the end, after a long music, and then the girl comes out again, or maybe the other way is like the guy go for another girl. So it will be a big surprise that people keep on waiting for the music finish and watch that final 15 or 20 seconds of surprise. So you get what I mean. So we can imagine that in the future, the board is pushing much higher, that users are expecting you to give good surprise to them.
Because of the expectation level is different.
It's way higher. Yeah.
Really, okay. Because we know each other for many years, so you keep talking so I can answer. That's okay, but I combine two questions for you. Okay, first of all, it's very successful. So I'm very surprised that you keep still struggling about the user experience, right?
Yes.
But nowadays we are using AI. Is it eliminate or suppress what what you so-called 10 years before is creative on your flow using AR for navigation. That should be your secrets before, right? Less application they're using AR to indoor navigation. I know this story, right?
Yeah.
So is it really a change after the generation of AI, first of all? And you face different cities culture adaptation. Because from very beginning, you get I see a lot from Hong Kong, you go to other cities, you need to adopt another culture or the application of user behavior. Is it by this AI generation make you more simple? Because all the people now using single button, single voice message to get the answer. Is it easier or not, or whatever the experience you gain by 10 or 12 years? We have met
10 years.
Yeah, it's over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly 10 years. Yeah, I mean, we've met. This is the 10 years of anniversary. Actually, I mean, for Sunny, we've met for 14 years. Yeah. Wow, 14 years. Yeah, actually, I mean, Sunny is one of the most important people who gave me some inspiration. I mean, at that time he was sharing. I mean, Sunny is GreenTomato's CEO. Yeah, and then he was like inspiring the new generation at that time of philosophy to like how we should go for entrepreneurship. But anyway, I mean, Lucia has given very good, very important two areas. First of all, talk about this entry to different market.
Because
Yes.
in the very beginning, you get a very good secret to let the user be easy using the mobile app by AR. Is it eliminate or suppress this secret or secret recipe from your application?
Oh yeah.
My question.
Let me talk about the first question. Yeah, because the answer of the first question is very daunting, so that's why I don't want to talk that. But I can talk it. So you guys can. I'm not too sure if you guys have hired some new generation staff or not. So the new generation staff. I don't want to pro it. I don't want because she is also a new generation. She looks very nice, but I don't want to stereotype anyone. But you can imagine that most of the people, the new generation people, are mainly relying on AI to generate answers. And so sometimes they may generate answers like, okay, I want to, for example, it can be so crazy that I want to have a good fashion app, which utilize AI. Please give me some idea what I should do. And then, okay, the AI will generate some ideas, right? And then that person will just simply read it and give it to the boss. Okay, I've done 2 weeks of research and that is my result. Actually, you just click button and get the result and submit it to the boss. So that is the scenario that I always face from time to time. Maybe because well, actually, my team are good, but sometimes I people are no excuse. Yeah, I make because I always tell my colleagues to fully utilize AI, but sometimes it really happens like this. So why I mentioned this because surprisingly, I have no idea why, but surprisingly, many AI results never mention to use AR to navigate. So maybe because this idea starts, so maybe because there are not too many articles talking about this. So sometimes very surprisingly, we are not facing many competitors on AR navigation or indoor navigation. So that is something because AI seldom suggests people doing this kind of thing. But we never know what's happening though. So the second thing is how AI may or may not helping companies to tap into multiple countries because today is this talk is part of the Asia Smart App.
Yeah.
So I would say yeah, I'm sorry because actually we received award before, but I forget the name. Actually. But I mean I so first of all, let me tell you, a few years ago when we were entering different markets, we need to hire different staff, understand fully the culture there and the pain point there, and then doing promotion. We are just talking about promotion, not product features. What we are talking about promotion. For example, first of all, we have tried in the past. We tried and the Hong Kong team tried to draft some articles to promote in Taiwan. And then luckily we passed this article to some Taiwanese, our loved users to read it. Do you understand what we mean? And then they said, what the hell is that? This kind of Chinese, we never read such Chinese before because we wrote Chinese really bad. But nowadays, there are two things. First of all, is just what Lucia has mentioned, is that the AI standardized the needs, expectations, and requirements from multiple countries. For example, in the past, Japanese may have their ways of UI UX. Multiple countries have it. Korean also have different types of UI UX. But with the emerging of AI, first of all, the AI makes the whole UI UX simplified. Second is that many designers also take reference to the AI generated UI UX in order to make their own. So the things are, you can see that I won't mean that the apps look similar, but actually the variation is really going down. So it is, so for example, you guys know that if the UI UX is too new or too different to a new person, then that person will scare away and then don't use it. But nowadays they are used to, they have expectation, and also the AI are suggesting some UI UX that are quite similar. That's why it's easier to enter different markets. Also, of course, AI also have generating good copywriting, and then we can make better quality of articles that suits the market. I mean, that is something you can have a small promotion team to serve multiple countries.
Yeah, thank you. So you give the mic back to Vikki. Yeah. So according to Brian's comment, using the AI is kind of one of the tools to generalizing the needs from different industry or different country, even different application. From your side, so point of view for UI UX design, is it an effective tool for applying AI tool to apply such application? As an example, build me a wonderful fashion app, build me a property agent app by single instruction or prompt, whatever. Is it an effective tool? And other question is it AI an effective way to shorten the gap between the user and your service as your service provider, because you create the new creative UI to the user? Is it an effective tool to let them before you need to inform the user to fill in this field and click this button, drag this page, but now we just give them a single checkbox. They will ask their question to give the answer. Is it a simplified way to apply AI to let I can say that is it a good tool for user-centric design? Simply as that.
So for the first question, I would say that if a prompt can do everything that can do everything for us, it would be too ideal. So in reality, we are trying to bring down different steps and also different workflows. For example, we are using our design thinking workflow. Like we are doing some research, and then we will find out some pain points from our users, and then we will talk to our stakeholders to get the insight, and also we like to get the success metrics. So KPI, what do you really want in this app, and what do you really want to achieve? And then that would be our ideation process and so on. And we are not telling the AI to do all those steps for us, but instead we can try to incorporate AI in different small tasks. For example, when we're doing user interview or stakeholder interview, we should be thinking that those UX research is not replaceable. So we need to talk to the stakeholder or the interview, but before or the users. But before AI, we have to do a lot of data massaging. Yes, we have to record those interview transcript and try to do some thematic analysis and to see, A said this and B said this, so the common point is this, so and so on. But with the assistant of AI, so it can help us to summarize and also to consolidate some of the points so that we can try to leverage that, so that we can shorten those time related and also to streamline our workflow. But instead of like telling the AI to do everything for us, we are not like doing this. But instead we are like trying to leverage it as a tool to help us for the small tasks instead.
So it seems that positive, right? It seems that because Brian's solution, where all days before, 10 years before, you create a creative solution that let the user easy to find an exit, right?
Yes,
Easy to find a path. But now you just ask AI, they will give you the answer. So from my point of view, many entrepreneurs, they want to create something new, right? But at this moment, you know, AI quite disruptive for even idea generation or even UX, whatever. Is it you take any role in a company to take balancing between the innovation and, you know, the adaptation for the general user needs?
Yeah, I mean, that is a really good question because, first of all, like, using the best thing of using AI is that it is back. This is looking backward. Not the AI never give forward thinking to you. I'm not too sure if you guys understand what I mean. So AI are doing permutations of first of all, AI will try to read, understand, and comprehend all sorts of data from the internet. And then it carries all the permutations and then try to find out which things are looks better and then give the answer back to you. So that is the way generative AI is doing. So we call it 遲雕性嘅反義詞嘅英文係咩
Non-proactive.
Non-proactive,
right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, 即係其實你想講呢樣嘢，因為yeah, because my English stuff anyway. So we call it like we I mean they are not forward looking.
Yeah, not forward looking.
Not forward looking.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
English not bad.
yeah, and then human are more forward. Why says that human are more forward looking? Because human, first of all, human will try. I mean, what Vikki has mentioned, and also human just tries luck and see where it works. And of course, I mean, yeah, and Vikki also remind me one thing. I've come across a joke before. Is that another company's CEO told me that his colleagues just simply skip the UI UX workshop, ask the AI to generate the fake answers, what users really expect from the workshop, and then send it back to his boss. And then it is very easy to identify. So when the boss the boss is the CEO, but just happening he just read it because he also wants to know what the users want. Because actually that tab is going on the street, doing some surveys from the street and see what the new function should be. And so actually the CEO also wants to know. That's why he reads it, and then it was strange. It should not be like that. What's happening? And then so the CEO asked the guy to give him all the handwriting stuff because when you are doing interview, you should do handwriting. I mean, you at the worst case, you write on iPad. I mean, I should have seen some handwritten thing. And then sooner or later, they find out that he hasn't done it. Because it's also similar to you if you ask AI to write notebooks, fictions. It's also the case. It is too clumsy and too summarized. The things are too summarized, but not forward-looking. So that is something human should strike. I mean, when Lucy asked me how to strike a balance, is that the creativity and the empathy, what Vikki mentioned, should be needed, and also humans should really go to touch the humans. Yeah, and then after you get all the findings, you can ask AI to suggest you what you should do. AI is a good brainstorming tool, but you can't ask AI to do research for human things. So you get what I mean? Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for accepting my challenging question. And find the floor. Wow. So in 14, really? Wow. We need to do OT, right? Okay. First of all, I'm going very fast. Okay. The first one is AI tools can recommend or any recommendation of AI tools for designing or building an app. It's very simple, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should answer that.
Yeah. Okay. We can take a look.
Yeah, I mean, the first, the third one,
Yeah.
fourth one now, so.
So you're talking about like building
Yeah.
an app and also or a landing page. So actually my team has do some experiment on how like AI can help us to like streamline the like really UI design workflow. So basically we have tried to use like Figma Make, which is like a built-in AI function with in Figma, and it seems to like get a fair result, but it's still need some fine tuning on like UI design. So
Take the time, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Maybe it can like create some basic structure, but it also depends on how you like mentioned. You have to like input some prompts correctly so that you will have a first draft of that. And then, but we recommended designers still have to like overlook on just have to like screen on those like UI made by the AI, and then to make some revision if needed.
Is it also push up your UX and UI workflow? Apart from design, is it good for design the workflow? Still need to collect the user expectation, whatever.
I think it could be good when we're like doing some brainstorming or
Yeah.
we have to like do some ideations. But before the ideation, we might have some like first draft in order to let our clients or let our members to like get a sense of what the app should look like or what the feature should there be. And then based on that common ground, like different people like different stakeholder can like put in some comments, and then so that we can try to boost up the whole workflow.
Okay, so is it fair to two speakers as well for the second question? Any tips or secrets? You know, you get some secrets for you. UI or impressive. Not dummy one.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, first of all, talk about tips. So my tips is that you need to review when the AI generates stuff. The AI
Before pass to the boss.
Yeah, I mean,
Always.
You can't rely on that. I mean, you can't rely on it. It is a good brainstorming tool. So, for example, Vikki just mentioned about Figma Make. So we usually use Figma Make in the way that we have designed something and then ask it to help us standardize the components. Ask them to help you do the mechanical and repetitive stuff. But the design thing should, or maybe brainstorming. I mean, they can keep on generating some brainstorming or something, because human may forget one or two buttons, so they can keep reminding us, okay, oh yeah, I need to put this button as well. But then, I mean, you can ask AI to replace Pinterest, but can't use AI to replace a UI design. So my second tip is that don't fire your UI design. That will. I mean,
It's related to the third question, you know, we can see that.
So and
concern about your career path.
Yeah.
You and your team, of course.
And it doesn't work at this moment. So,
At this moment.
Yeah, I don't.
Not sure in future, right?
I never say never, right? But the secret. So I mean, the secret is pretty small. Vikki has said. I mean, actually, I'm very surprised. Vikki has mentioned before. It's like bring surprise to the end user, because you need to surpass your user's expectation in order to win. Right? It's really tough. It's tough now. It's really tough now. So let's see.
So incorporate with the second and third question, they concerned about your job security, whatever. So how are you going to use yourself? Or, of course, with your, the whole industry, the team, whatever. So yeah, what's your comment?
So for me as a UX UI designer, I think we have to like embrace AI and try to get up with the trend. So when people like can do the things like if we can like streamlining our workflow, and also we can like bring up some surprises to our clients, I think that's a great that's very important for us to like learn more about the AI, and at least to try on some like AI tools to see whether we can improve ourselves in terms of a deliverable. And for some simple tasks, we can try to like use AI. For example, like you have what you have mentioned, like the survey thing. If we are like working on the survey, which is a more like quantitative research, which this number can summarize by AI. But if that's related to like more some qualitative, I think we should still like involve to it still needs human to like comprehend some of the cases that our like interviewee has mentioned. So I think for UI UX designer, in order to survive, so we have to improve our
Not to survive. We're talking about improvement, we're talking about survival. So, yeah, this is already shortened the gap after 5 minutes. Yeah, sorry.
just rephrase in order to like improve ourselves. So we have to like use like different AI tools. Don't be afraid of them. So we are trying to leverage their advantage instead of like afraid of me being replaced by AI. So we have to like try and then to explore different tools.
The patient, the attendance is not patient enough. They said, AI, how AI shape your UX and UI workflow and decision. Is there a structural question for your team or your product, whatever? You apply the AI output, use it, or just use it as a ideation stage, whatever. Is it help your UI UX design decision? That means they create a general output, you take it or not. Is that a reasonable question? Yeah.
Yes, I get what you mean. The question is, but I'm just wondering why you asked that. Okay.
Who's the guy?
Sorry. First of all, no, I'm thinking whether my company has done something wrong. Whether my company has done something wrong. That is what I'm thinking of. Why you ask that? Anyway, let me give my answers anyway. So surprisingly, currently, I mean, we are quite similar to Vicki's case that our designers put empathy on the users' feedback and the users' response during the AI UI UX workshop, and then we think what we should do. My company asked AI to, okay, we have set the tone that, okay, we want to solve this problem with this angle. Please tell me what are the cases like many, none, one, some, and few. So you get what I mean, right? It's like multiple cases of the UI meeting such requirement. That is such requirements. So we are doing like this. So I'm just wondering whether my team is doing a bad job. So because you got it right, we still rely on human to fill what users should need. And then we also use human to decide approximately what it should be, overall the overall journey, what it should be. And then we ask AI to brainstorm with me what components I must need to add there. So that is the way, but I'm not too sure whether my team is really outdated or not, but that is the way we are doing that.
So I skipped the first and third one first. About the second one, I'm graduate university learning UI UX. Is it too outdated anyway? But I'm struggling with interviews. How can I stand out and capture the interviewer's interest? Using AI, right? When doing an interview, single person.
Oh yeah, I want to. No, good. Never, I said never. Never use AI to generate some portfolio and then you put it in your portfolio. Yeah, never. I've seen some case like this before, and then I also some university students because they want to power up their portfolio, and then they just ask AI to generate no matter graphic designs or even UI UX design. I mean, it's even worse than, I mean, in the past, some people would copy some Pinterest design and then put it in their portfolio, but now it's even worse. Just ask AI to vastly generate a lot of this and then put it in their portfolio, claiming that they do it. And then it is very easy. Like I'm not an UI UX, I'm not the design lead of my company, but actually even for a technical person, I just ask few questions. I will know whether you generate yourself or you make it yourself. But anyway, I mean, because it's a UI UX design, because it's in the interface stuff.
But you can help.
Yeah.
Is there any tips for helping the capture interviews interest?
Okay,
What
so-
if you are interviewed?
Okay, so okay, let me put myself into that
Angle.
into that angle. Like I would use AI tools to like summarize some key points from my like interview, like some introduction, like how can I introduce myself to impress my my interviewer. I will ask those questions in order to prepare how can I like present my idea better. And but for the portfolio, I agree with you that we cannot like to generate those designs that are not actually designed by myself, and then and also that for our portfolio, there should be some like key points that pinpointing those features or what are your roles and responsibility for this project. What are the pain points? What is the actually the project goal is on the background. So those like content thing we can tell AI to help to summarize and try to relate it into a better like convincing way so that we can like present our idea in a better way.
Yeah. So still the face-to-face presentation work on it, right? I saw a question related to generative AI. What's the application we talked about many times already? But how about what's related to hallucination? You know, many seems correct answer, but it's wrong. But how you handle such situation when you're using maybe a new generation of AI, new version of AI? Any tips?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you guys can know that. I mean, in the past, before ChatGPT 5 comes out, in the past, the way to do it is it's a very standard way. So first of all, you ask the questions, ask for few brands, for some Gemini, Google, Gemini, ChatGPT, and then Google can give us some answers, and then ask another AI. So we have 4 people giving these 4 answers. What do you think? And then use that to eliminate the model. So, but now GPT-5 is doing really great job. The only problem is that GPT-5 is really slow. It's really slow. I mean, you guys know the reason. And then for that part, they are still progressing. I would expect other AIs will catch up very soon as well. So I mean, it's like what Keith did. So Keith is Keith still the chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, still.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
No, I mean, basically,
What you want to talk about?
no, I mean, Keith has given a very important point that I always repeat the same to others when they ask this. Like, never underestimate the other brands' effort on catching up the tide, catch up the technology up there. So it's like also when ChatGPT comes out one thing, it's very soon that all others will be similar. So never do it like, okay, because ChatGPT has done this, but others have a big hole, so I build a product to fit in that hole. That never works. So never work on technology like this. Because very soon, like few months later, the other big brands will catch up the difference. Or maybe or the other ways, like that company has already given up this race.
Another very easy question, because they ask for your takeaways for your presentation. Is it any short or quick tips for all those attendants from your both presentation? Any key insights or whatever they are joining an application or even entrepreneur or try to use AI to improve the UI UX? Any quick tips?
Maybe I will answer first.
Yeah.
So I've shared about like how my team like create my in a UX UI perspective, and I think my key takeaway is that for designer we used to focus on like UI or like static pages and we are like working on the user experience on the UI level mainly. But I think it is very important for us to like try to take a step back and then to see things in a bigger picture. That we have to like think in a system, but not just a separate experience. How can we just consolidate those workflows? It is not that anymore. We have to like take a step back and then to like broaden our horizon and then to see and think of what our system can actually get to the user, not just like focusing on UI anymore.
So, yeah.
Thank you. That was a really great takeaway. So my takeaway is that because the emerging of LLMs, I mean, for no matter the functionality of LLMs, and also more good open source LLMs are available right now that you guys can use the open source one and then do it yourselves. So instead of using traditional ways of machine learning, more static approach, now you can really use a tiny open source LLMs to do some more tailored answers to the end users and give better service, high quality service, more customized personal experience, and also I mean, especially doing this better than your competitors who may not even use AI right now.
So what's your daily use AI tools right now?
Yeah, I
Over your mind.
First of all, my company is using, I can say, right? I mean, my company is using ChatGPT. I mean, yeah, don't sue me. I'm using my company's VPN.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm using my company VPN. Yeah, that's pretty sure. We build our VPN and we use my company's VPN. So we use company VPN to access to our servers overseas. So at the same time, we use ChatGPT. Yeah. So
What's the usage for GPT?
Generally, first of all, meeting summary. Yeah, meeting summary is very quick. Action items. Second is data massage.
Okay.
And also for myself, I will also for example asking AI to brainstorm any I mean make a lot of brainstorming and
try to summarize the discussion and extract the key points from those discussions.
Yes, and then the fourth one is using Perplexity to do some more meaningful internet search.
Okay.
Yeah, use
verify the result on the internet.
Yeah.
See whether the answers are correct or not.
Yes.
How about Vikki?
So okay, so for our like routine for UX designer, so we do in every morning we will do a stand-up call. So within the stand-up call, we will have like fireflies to like summarize those like meeting recap and also the action item that we get. So that's what the first AI that I touch within my routine. And then when I'm like working on those like micro copies or there's like some description that I have to include in my UI design, and then I will ask ChatGPT, oh, if the case is so please like help me to draft the section title, description, and also any like CTA buttons would actually catches a user's site. So I will ask them and then I will get a copy and then I will choose and then to apply in my UI. And then for like some illustrations or that if there is some image that I have to input also in the UI, I will ask Midjourney to like generate some dummy image for me in order to
right.
Yes. For example, we are like working on the profile setting. So that would be an icon. And then I would ask Midjourney just to like to describe like some persona and then they would like generate the image for me so that I can just like put in my UI. And yes.
As you mentioned, you capture the persona for whatever application or even discuss about the flow changes of our application. So will you involve human interaction, grab the user and get their feedback, expectation, tests, whatever? Still doing this flow?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we need to. I mean, the worst thing is, I mean, the worst thing for the worst thing for UI UX brainstorming is that you always thought that you know what your user needs. I mean, never do that. You need to, I mean, no matter how good your empathy is, you really need to talk to your users sometimes and get some updates to see if there are any changes. I mean, that is always important. So that's why don't sit in your office and then ask AI to brainstorm some idea to you, and then you just skip the human touch time. That would be a hassle there. That's the way to put it.
Usability tests are mandatory as what we have to prepare for the usability test is actually we have
So you use AI to test your program.
We use AI to test whether there are any bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
but not whether the UI is good or not.
You good or not, yeah, sorry.
So before preparing the usability test, actually we have to write the script and also to prepare some respondent profile. So with the respondent profile, there are the ages, the demographics, and the occupation, etc. And why we are going to limit our user because the app are actually designed for those users. So that's why usability test is quite important and not replaceable by the AI.
I'm not sure any friends from you ask the last question because I'm the director of dialogue in the DAP. No, you don't know, I'm not sure about the inclusion, okay? Is it AI, any company use AI features to facilitate SEM people or any disabled to pursue UI UX career? That means we call it PODs, for going into this market. 即係嗰啲唔係即係唔完全我哋 normal people to go into this market for UI UX career. Any experience and insight to share? 我主席阿莊陳友咧 is the first one to introduce accessibility for Microsoft for 30 years ago. But now I'm not sure about any AI features which can enrich and enhance this area. The last question for the floor, right?
Yeah, I know. Let me think.
The hardest one. Yeah. You can skip it. Okay. Not really.
Now, first of all, if he is wheelchair user, then there's still. I mean, even for wheelchair users, it's not that easy. Not easy, but at least still doable for UI UX workshops. And I mean, still, but I'm just imagining.
Is it related to AI?
I would say
sure.
Yeah, I know what this question. Yeah. Why when I read this question, I don't understand. I know what I shall do also. So in the past, let me do it in another way. In the past, for a visually impaired person, he can't do any programming stuff. But now, because AI can even help you to do programming, so if you have some ideas on hand, you can still ask AI to do the programming stuff without really reading the screen. But if you are asking UI UX, I would say that I have no idea how visually impaired people can do UI stuff. UX, yes, but I'm not too sure for UI. But for the rest of the like visually wheelchair users, they have that kind of thing. I mean, certainly when the technology advances, it breaks the barrier. Yeah, but I should see everything.
Okay.
Just try.
Okay. So maybe I can share some cases that I met. So I think when I'm a junior designer, so I met other new designers like me, and because it seems because UX UI designer are covering different responsibility, and we have a lot of different duties and to work on. We have to get the requirement from our clients. We have to comprehend the meaning in depth, and then we have to do some user interview. By the time that we have to also create some output that is interesting, and then we have to make those things pixel perfect, which require us to to have a lot of strength in different areas. And some of the designer might not be very like attention to details, maybe that part, and then they would get blamed at and seems this kind of weaknesses could make him or her to be a bad designer. But I think with AI, actually some of the part can be eliminated. Like if he or she is not attention to details, if some AI tools can help on those like pixel perfect thing, so that would also help him to pursue on the UX UI career.
Yeah, especially for STEM people, yeah, especially for STEM, this is pretty good, yes.
Thank you. Great round of applause, please. Thank you for your question and thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks.
It's great to have Luke here, yeah, this is definitely.
Okay, as we wrap up today's workshop, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to Ms. Vikki Chan, Mr. Brian Hui, Mr. Luke Xu. Thank you all for generously sharing your time and wisdom with us. And to our audience, thank you for being such an engaged and curious crowd. Your participation made today's section even more meaningful. Before you go, we would love to hear your feedback. So please take a moment to complete our post-event questionnaire. Your input helps us improve future events. We hope to see you again at our upcoming WTIA programs. And thank you once again and have a great afternoon.
啲嘅上市嘅佢冇大啲 UI，我以為你有咩唔想即係講聽嘅，跟住你哋買緊呢一個咁嘅程式啊，但係你我睇到啲 UI 唔靚啦，我問住我先就即係第三樣嘢咧，你哋好多時候喺佢啲話嗰啲公司啊嗰啲。再者咧，有某啲嘅上市公司嘅出嘅商場場所，佢哋系統都係經過我哋暫時呢個私人資料安全。嗱，因為係我哋所跟最新嘅香港嘅應用一種技術啦，我哋當然就係話我引入 AI 去用一啲我叫我呢個嘅大問題啦，佢可以最終喺慢慢翻嚟，玩有一個嘅論文上，佢就係最經濟佢補極咗後，你叫佢打個佢可以行翻程式，示範 demo 實佢先係嘅平面。大聲上少咗呢個，所以大家呢一個開始有一個小心啲嘅心態就係話，唔係大嘅就可以碎啊，都係。